Interview 1.
Welcome to City Insights. Today, we're discussing the impact of urbanization with Mr. Alex, an urban planning expert. Mr. Alex, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Urbanization has been happening at an unprecedented rate in recent years. Could you explain what impact this has on cities and their residents?
Urbanization brings both opportunities and challenges. On the positive side, cities become hubs of economic activity, which can create jobs and drive innovation. People move to cities seeking better opportunities and access to services like healthcare and education. However, rapid urbanization also presents significant challenges, particularly in terms of infrastructure. Many cities are struggling to keep up with the growing demand for housing, transportation, and utilities. This can lead to overcrowded living conditions, increased traffic congestion, and strained public services.
What are the environmental impacts of rapid urbanization?
One of the main environmental impacts is air pollution. As cities grow, so does the number of vehicles on the road, leading to higher levels of emissions. Additionally, urban areas tend to generate more waste and consume more resources than rural areas, which can put a strain on the environment. There's also the issue of urban sprawl, where cities expand into surrounding rural or natural areas, leading to habitat destruction and loss of biodiversity.
How can cities address these challenges?
Cities need to focus on sustainable urban planning. This includes investing in public transportation systems to reduce reliance on cars and building more energy-efficient buildings. Additionally, cities should promote green spaces and protect natural areas to maintain biodiversity. Governments should also work on policies that encourage smart growth, which means developing in a way that reduces sprawl and makes cities more livable for everyone.
What do you think the future holds for urbanization?
I believe that urbanization will continue, but we'll see a shift toward more sustainable development practices. Cities will need to adapt by investing in renewable energy, smart infrastructure, and sustainable housing. Technology will also play a key role in making cities more efficient and reducing their environmental footprint. If done right, urbanization can be a force for good, improving people's lives while protecting the environment.
Interview 2.
Welcome to Science Now. Today, we're talking about the future of space exploration with Dr. Jane, a space scientist. Dr. Jane, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Space exploration has always captured the imagination of people around the world. Can you tell us where the next big frontiers in space exploration lie?
Absolutely. Right now, there are several exciting areas of focus in space exploration. One of the main goals is to return humans to the moon. NASA's Artemis program aims to land astronauts on the lunar surface within the next few years, which will be a stepping stone for future missions to Mars. Mars, in particular, is seen as the next big frontier. There's a lot of interest in sending humans to Mars, both to study the planet and to see if it could one day support human life.
What are some of the challenges involved in getting humans to Mars?
They're also researching ways to use resources on Mars to support human life, such as extracting water from the soil or producing oxygen from the atmosphere. These advancements are essential if we want to make human missions to Mars a reality. Mars also has a very different environment than Earth, with lower gravity and a thin atmosphere. This makes landing on Mars difficult, and it also means that we would need to bring most of our supplies with us. Building habitats that can protect astronauts from the harsh conditions on Mars is another major challenge.
How are space agencies and companies addressing these challenges?
Space agencies like NASA and private companies like SpaceX are working on developing new technologies to overcome these challenges. For example, they're working on building spacecraft that can travel longer distances and carry more supplies. Space agencies like NASA and private companies like SpaceX are working on developing new technologies to overcome these challenges. For example, they're working on building spacecraft that can travel longer distances and carry more supplies.
What do you think the future holds for space exploration?
I believe we're on the brink of a new era in space exploration. In the coming decades, we'll likely see humans living and working on the moon, and eventually, on Mars. Space exploration will continue to push the boundaries of what we're capable of, and it will open up new opportunities for scientific discovery, technological innovation, and even commercial ventures. The future of space exploration is incredibly exciting, and I'm optimistic about what lies ahead. Interview 3.
Welcome to Health Focus. Today, we're discussing the importance of mental health awareness with Dr. Emily, a clinical psychologist. Dr. Emily, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Mental health has become a major topic of discussion in recent years. Could you explain why raising awareness about mental health is so important?
Raising awareness about mental health is crucial because it helps reduce the stigma that surrounds mental illness. Many people still feel uncomfortable talking about mental health issues, which can prevent them from seeking help. By raising awareness, we can create a more supportive environment where people feel comfortable discussing their struggles and accessing the care they need. It's also important to educate people about the signs and symptoms of mental health conditions so that they can seek help early and prevent these issues from getting worse.
What are some common misconceptions about mental health that people should be aware of?
One common misconception is that mental illness is a sign of weakness or something that can simply be snapped out of. In reality, mental health conditions are just as real and serious as physical health conditions, and they require appropriate treatment. Another misconception is that mental illness only affects certain people, but the truth is that anyone, regardless of age, gender, or background, can experience mental health challenges. It's important to understand that mental health is a spectrum, and everyone has mental health that needs to be taken care of.
How can individuals and communities work together to improve mental health awareness?
There are several ways to improve mental health awareness. On an individual level, it's important to take care of your own mental health by practicing self-care, managing stress, and seeking help when needed. Communities can also play a key role by offering support services and organizing awareness campaigns to educate people about mental health. Schools and workplaces can also contribute by providing resources and creating safe spaces where people feel comfortable discussing mental health. The more we talk about mental health, the more we can break down the stigma and encourage people to seek the help they need.
What do you think the future holds for mental health awareness?
I'm hopeful that mental health awareness will continue to grow in the coming years. As more people talk openly about their experiences and more resources become available, I believe we'll see a shift towards a more compassionate and understanding society. Mental health care will become more accessible and people will feel more empowered to take care of their mental well-being. It's an important journey, but I believe we're moving in the right direction.